It's no surprise there is a big need out there in this down economy. Business owners here are glad the ordinance has passed, and coming up this Saturday, they're holding a fundraiser at the Eastern Shore Center. The fire came up to here. It's still burning over there, but fire officials say it could have been a lot worse. Retailers take shopping to a whole new level each year on a day known as Cyber Monday. We're less than a week away from Christmas Day, and you can see already behind me just how generous our holiday heroes have been thus far this season. What they didn't know was that something was waiting for them on the other side of this fence. Inside, things are a little bit warmer this holiday season. This landfill closed in the 1980s, giving these kids an opportunity.
News 5's Blake Brown tells us there are few leads as to who did this to the dog.
I think it's even bow season right now, but they would have had to have been in a tree stand, someplace pretty high to get that kind of angle.
Dr. Len Leonard performed surgery on a dog only known as Lucky. He was shot with an arrow and was found near Summit Court in Grand Bay.
A lady I've heard crying the day before. She went out, shushed the dog away. They didn't see it had an arrow in it.
The dog was picked up and brought to the Mobile Animal Shelter. From there, an animal rescue group stepped in to help cover Lucky's medical bills. He was brought to TLC Veterinary Hospital in West Mobile.
At which point we sedated him and was actually fairly easily removed.
One group in Baldwin County is doing all they can to help the dog, and coming up this Saturday, they're holding a fundraiser at the Eastern Shore Center. A gift wrapping event will be held throughout the day on Saturday, and South Bark Animal Rescue is hoping to find Lucky a new home.
We'll have him fully temperament tested and hopefully find a nice foster home for him, and then if he's available to be adopted out, we'd love to find him a great family.
For the next few days, Lucky will remain at Dr. Leonard's office. As for animal cruelty charges for whomever is responsible,
that will depend on what information we get. If we find out there's some criminal offense, then we will take that information to the district attorney and get with them and find out what we can do with that.
In the meantime, if you have any information on this case, you're asked to contact the Mobile County Animal Shelter. In Mobile, Blake Brown, News 5.
First on 5 tonight, a busy day for firefighters in Mobile County as they battle dozens of wildfires.
Trying to save their own shed, but
it was a busy afternoon for fire crews in North Mobile County. 10 departments were called in to fight a wildfire in Calcasieu.
We've had animals in danger. We've had to evacuate one horse out of a stable that pretty much was on fire.
The fire came up to here. It's still burning over there, but fire officials say it could have been a lot worse. Nearly 20 homes in the fire's path were evacuated because of the threat.
See how fast it's spread.
Lieutenant Byrd says it was a close call for a few of the homes.
Oh, inches. I mean, the homes were pretty much threatened. I mean, one point we're looking at a house fire here now.
This shed burned to the ground just several hundred feet away from this home. One of the concerns throughout the afternoon was getting residents to evacuate when told to do so.
A few of them are a little skeptical, and the ones that are, that's where our biggest concern is, the ones that won't evacuate for anything.
Fire crews worked on the blaze for over 6 hours Saturday afternoon into the early evening. Luckily, there were no other damages to report. In Calcasieu in North Mobile County, Blake Brown, News 5.
And as News 5's Blake Brown tells us, there was a lot of excitement during today's City Council meeting.
It's a great way to close out 2010. Austal USA has been awarded a contract to build 10 littoral combat ships, and with that, new jobs are just around the corner.
They'll double their number of employees who are mostly now doing government defense work, so we'll be up to over 4,000 employees directly connected to this facility.
Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, along with representatives from Austal, expressed their excitement today in front of the Mobile City Council. Senator Sessions says overall these new combat ships will be more cost-effective for the Navy.
There's only 44 sailors to operate the vessel, which is far less than previous Navy ships have.
Austal USA has continued to grow here in Mobile, and Mayor Sam Jones couldn't be happier about the new year.
We started the year with a great boost with this contract, and hopefully if we see a level playing field on the tanker project, I think we'll win that contract also. That's what we need to get our economy moving.
Mayor Jones says he knew Austal would play an important role in shaping Mobile's economy when the company first arrived in the port city.
They build aluminum ships. They've done a great job since they've been here. They've had several expansions since they've been here. So we knew they had the potential.
Austal hopes to continue bringing good news to Mobile.
We will be building ships in Mobile, Alabama, joint high-speed vessels and LCSs for a long time.
In Mobile, Blake Brown, News 5.
News 5's Blake Brown has a story.
On Christmas Day each year, the Salvation Army in Mobile provides hot meals for those in need. It's a big task, but well worth it.
Hours and hours and hours of preparation, donations of food that we get, turkeys and things like that we prepare.
Between 700 to 800 meals were provided today at the Salvation Army's headquarters on Dolphin Street. Even the cooks started preparing in advance for today's feast.
We cook a week in advance. We've done over 80 turkeys, 150 pounds of green beans, yams, and dressing.
An operation of this size needs plenty of helping hands, and today there were smiling faces ready to give back to the community this Christmas.
Moms, dads, teenagers, little kids all come in. They've opened their presents at home, and now they want to come and do some good for the community, and we really welcome all of their service.
The temperatures have been dropping throughout the day, but inside things are a little bit warmer this holiday season. The food warmed everyone up fast, but if that didn't keep you warm enough,
If they needed a blanket or something, we'd be glad to provide that for them.
the Salvation Army cooks 365 days every year, and today was no exception.
It's probably the best free meal that anyone's going to get in the city today.
News 5's Blake Brown sat down with him today as he relived the surprise attack.
The Japs are attacking.
Retired U.S. Army Sergeant Major Howard Bakeman remembers it all too well. He was there on December 7th, 1941, when Pearl Harbor was attacked.
We had been expecting a bomber wing from Marchfield, California to be going into Hickam, and this is what we thought it was, but it wasn't. It was a Jap attack.
Bakeman says he was in the cafeteria at 0800 hours that morning.
The first mistake they made was attacking in the first place. The next two mistakes they made, they did not damage the dry docks or the POL, the fuel.
December 7th isn't the only day that Sergeant Major Howard Bakeman reflects back on what happened. Not a day goes by that he doesn't remember the events of Pearl Harbor.
If you've been there, it's going to stay there. You can't turn it off like a light switch.
These show the strikes of the Japs.
Bakeman's home in Mobile is a reminder in itself of what happened 69 years ago today. Photos and medals are displayed proudly for all to see. He says he's revisited Pearl Harbor since 1941 and each time is amazed at what he finds.
I went back over there in '83. I went back out on the Arizona. The oil slick is still coming up from the engine room.
In Mobile, Blake Brown, News 5.
By saying aye.
Aye. It is now considered illegal for anyone to panhandle in downtown Mobile. The ordinance was passed during today's City Council meeting at Government Plaza. This new ordinance centers in on what is called the Downtown Visitors Domain area. This includes Dolphin Street from Bayou Street all the way east to Water Street. Business owners here are glad the ordinance has passed, but some question if that's really going to work.
It's not somebody passing through town. These people have set up and they're making a living from panhandling downtown.
It's not going to solve the problem, but it's just going to help local businesses with a little bit more ammunition to do, you know, to make sure that their guests are not as you know, hampered by situations where they feel bad.
Mobile Councilman Fred Richardson says that something needed to be done about panhandling.
Start following you and begging you. We don't have nothing on the books for that. But people following, then they curse if you don't give them anything. That needs to stop.
The ordinance labels panhandling as a request for money or even selling anything of value on public or private property. You could face a fine of up to $500 if you touch, grab, or even yell at someone if they refuse to give you money. The ordinance, however, does not apply to those who have a permit to solicit. In Mobile, I'm Blake Brown for News 5.